Elias Monroe was not the kind of man people expected to vanish. At 46, he was the sitting mayor of Brookside Crossing, a small, tightly knit town where doors were left unlocked and reputations were built over decades. Known as an honest, soft-spoken black man in a leadership role few thought he could win, Elias had earned trust through transparency and tireless work. He had no known enemies, no criminal past, no history of recklessness, which is why his disappearance on the evening of October 14th sent shockwaves through the community. Elias was last seen at a local barbershop at 5:42 p.m. He joked with the barber, mentioned a late town council issue, and left alone. He never arrived home. At 9:18 p.m., his pickup truck was discovered abandoned near the old quarry on the outskirts of town. The driver's door was open. The keys were still in the ignition. There were no signs of a struggle. To investigators, the scene suggested a crime of opportunity, a robbery or random act of violence by someone passing through Brookside. The town accepted that explanation. It felt safer. Police focused on transients, nearby construction crews, and known offenders within a 50-mile radius. Search teams combed the surrounding woods. Bloodhounds traced Elias's scent to the quarry's edge, then stopped. For 5 days, there were no answers. Then investigators made a critical shift. Instead of asking who would hurt Elias Monroe, they began asking who really knew him. Phone records revealed a call placed minutes before Elias vanished. The number was linked to a prepaid phone purchased weeks earlier. That phone belonged to Rachel Harlan, a local journalist. At first, Rachel appeared to be nothing more than a professional contact. But interviews revealed a deeper relationship: private meetings, late-night calls, emotional dependence. Elias had confided in her fears about his position, the threats he received, and the corruption he was quietly trying to expose. He was also keeping this relationship from his wife. This discovery reframed the investigation. Elias Monroe was not just a mayor. He was a man caught between duty, truth, and personal conflict. Divers were brought into the quarry on the 7th day. They recovered Elias Monroe's body submerged beneath the dark water, weighted down with a heavy chain traced to a nearby construction site. The autopsy showed no defensive injuries. The cause of death was blunt force trauma from the fall. This was not a random killing. This was personal. Investigators brought Rachel Harlan in for a second interview. This time, the evidence was overwhelming. Cell tower data placing her near the quarry, inconsistencies in her timeline, and the emotional intensity of her relationship with Elias. Under pressure, Rachel confessed. The two had argued that night about a corruption story tied to a proposed land development near the quarry. Elias wanted to delay publication, fearing retaliation. Rachel believed exposing the truth immediately was worth the risk. The argument escalated. When Elias turned away, Rachel pushed him. He fell. Panicking, she weighted his body and fled, convinced she had destroyed both the truth and the man she claimed to care about. Rachel Harlan was charged with manslaughter and tampering with evidence. Brookside Crossing mourned its mayor, but also struggled with the complexity of his life. The image of Elias Monroe as a flawless symbol of integrity fractured, replaced by something more human and more tragic. At his funeral, the church overflowed. His wife, Naomi, listened as speakers praised his honesty, his courage, and his belief that the town could be better. What no one said out loud was the final truth of the case. Elias Monroe did not die because he was hated. He died because he trusted someone in a moment that mattered most. And in true crime, that is often the most devastating ending of all.